Hi everyone, welcome to Hot Rod Tiki with Ray. I am in Indianapolis, Indiana with my good friends Bob and Wendy Cripe.
Yep.
And you guys have a home tiki bar here called the My Tiki Bar.
Yep.
You guys are very, very prominent figures in the tiki scene here in Indianapolis, but you are also into cars.
Yep.
And this is your car behind us.
Yep.
So what's the story with this car?
It is a 1939 Ford Coupe.
39?
Yeah.
1939.
You'll see 40s, but you won't see very many 39s. It is 6 volt instead of 12 volt. It's a V8 flathead. Has mohair interior. I haven't changed anything. I've rewired it with cloth wiring, which would be original wiring.
Yeah.
A friend of mine helped me, fix everything that was kind of goofed up. Gas line, gas tank is new. It was all screwed up. A new carburetor. But I've had it, I don't know how long, 10 years or something, or I've had it.
20.
And then, well, no, I personally have owned it, had the papers, I think maybe 7 years it's actually been my car. It was always my dad's.
It was your dad's car?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. And then before that, it was my grandma's car. And then
Crazy.
before that, it was my grandfather's car. And then before that, it was my uncle's car.
That's a history.
Yeah, and it's always been in the basement of the house. Well, not the basement garage. You can drive in.
So instead of getting inherited a house or like money, it's like, well, you're gonna get this 39 whether you like it or not.
Yeah. The house is in Zionsville. I don't want to live there.
So that being said, I mean, like, was like cars something that you are like hot? Well, would this be considered not necessarily like a hot rod, but it's just like a classic car.
Yeah.
But this looks like something that could be turned into a hot rod.
A lot of people did hot rod these or use them NASCAR, or not NASCAR, but racing and demolition derby, and so that's why you don't see very many 39s. They'll be just messed with.
Yeah.
They like have tweed interior. The bumpers will be painted. They'll put a Chevy engine in a Ford. They'll do stupid stuff.
So that being said, with this car in your family, were you always into cars? Was cars always a thing? Kinda.
I mean, before I was able to have this car, I have a Cadillac, a '62 Cadillac.
62.
And like 2000, I moved back to the town I grew up in, and there was nothing really to do around there, and I hooked up with an old friend from kindergarten days and all that, and I started hanging out with him, and all they did was mess with cars. So I bought a Cadillac, and then we were buffing cars. I asked my dad if we can take this car over and we can buff it. We spent like 8 hours buffing it. We cut it, glazed it, waxed it. Damn. It looked like an oil slick. And right now it has scratches. Like there's scratches up here from the rivets of your belt of your pants. The guy of
your jeans.
Yeah, scratching it. I couldn't figure it out for a long time. I was like, what are these scratches?
Leaning over it.
It's like, I think when I was in kindergarten.
So it's literally from someone's jeans or their belt wrenching into the car.
Well, your rivets on your jeans. There's scratches. One time I figured it out, but when I was in kindergarten, my dad had the engine all rebuilt, and it's always been around.
But I understand. I know you guys are into like the car culture, and you guys have gone to Viva Las Vegas,
right?
And what is, like, when it comes to Viva Las Vegas, like, what's the main thing that you're going for? Are you going for like Wendy? Are you going for the fashion? Are you going for the cars? Is it everything? Is it the music?
It is everything.
Yeah, it is everything, but not the food.
Again, it's
and not the food.
Well, you get the buffet.
Not the gambling.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, people I work with didn't understand that I went to Viva Las Vegas, and we didn't do Vegas.
Yeah, that means you don't gamble and stuff
we
like that.
We just went for the event, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
We didn't meander around and gamble.
Yeah, it was our gateway into tiki.
How was it your gateway into tiki?
Just going to car shows and seeing tiki theme stuff and tiki this and that, and then when I saw it elsewhere, I was like, oh wow, I'm going to pick that up, because I told you last time it was like the obsession with skulls and punk rock and all that, you know, and it was just like a new thing, and I was just really like the image of a tiki.
Hey gang, we'll get back to the tiki conversation here in just a second, but I want to let y'all know they have t-shirts for sale. They are screen printed in America, The artist is Tony Canepa, and they're going for $20 a piece, $25 including shipping. If you're interested in buying one, go to my website, tikiwithray.com, and then there's a tab that says buy a t-shirt. Click on there and just follow the prompts. So thank you very much. Now let's get back to the tiki conversation now. It's weird to think that that a family heirloom car would be your gateway into tiki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you think that's true of a lot of people? That a lot of people have gotten into tiki through cars?
I think that usually they're rockabilly people, which rockabilly people usually are punk rock people that turned into rockabilly people that turned into tiki people.
I feel like we've met a fair amount of people who were into punk rock who are now into tiki.
Yeah.
And you're a punk rocker, right, Wendy?
I was a punk rocker.
Yeah.
As a young lady.
Yeah, and I was. And then we're talking about the '80s, right?
90s.
Yes.
80s,
And you were
90s.
definitely like fashion. You always had an interest in like mid-century fashion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Were you is that common for like women and or like say girls back then to like be into like punk rock but also be into like 50s, or was that just you?
I would say not.
Okay.
I don't recall anyone else that I knew that liked it.
So it was just you then. Interesting.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So then it's a situation where like tiki kind of brings it all together, actually, because it's
It does.
definitely
Yeah.
fashionable. Like the interesting, like what you're wearing right now, it's like you could wear that to Viva, or you could be going to a tiki bar wearing that.
That's right.
Yeah. And that's the same thing with you,
I just always wear the hat to car shows. I don't know why. Just
because it
seems-
keeps out the sun.
Yeah. It's goofy and fun. More stories about the car. The car has a 40 front grille on it
40 front grille.
instead of a 39, and I think these are 40
Yeah.
hubcaps. My uncle, according to my dad, was driving it. He had something wrong with some problem, I think, with it. But he was driving it and he took out a whole bunch of fence posts with this car. So now there's a 40 grill on it.
No, it's insane. I mean, like the car's like still in like in amazing condition, and there's not like.
I
a
like
lot
it all
of-
beat up and scratched. You know, there's scratches and there's dings, and that's probably from my bicycle passing by it.
We take it for an occasional Sunday drive.
Yeah.
Is this your commuter car, Wendy?
No. I've never driven either of the cars.
My grandfather used to use it. He put a turn signal
Yeah.
on it because it didn't come with turn signals. He had to put his hand out. He didn't like to roll down the window in the wintertime.
So it's just like, well, you're guessing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
It's a head turner, that's for sure.
yeah,
It's
that's what you
fun.
do. You show up to the tiki bar in this thing, they know you mean business.
Yeah, but then I'll be drinking.
Yeah.
I don't like to
Yeah.
drink and drive the vintage car.
You know what they say? It's a nice car. It's a nice car, but I wouldn't want to parallel park it.
Yeah.
No.
No, it doesn't.
Oh my
I'm sure it
gosh.
doesn't have
Turning
power
that
steering
wheel.
and power brakes.
Yeah,
and
it
everything
doesn't.
like
The
that.
steering wheel's
No.
the steering wheel's real big for that.
Well, thanks guys for coming on the show.
Yeah.
And
you.
as always, as I'm going through the whole hot rod and tiki connection, it's just like there's like a lot of people that are into one and then they're into the other,
Yeah,
or
and-
both. One gets the other one into it, and vice versa.
And
Yeah.
Indianapolis is the racing capital, or that's what they say. You can race anything here.
We've got the Indy 500.
They got soapbox, they got drag, they got everything. There's racing, every kind of racing here.
Yeah. And there's a thriving tiki scene here in Indianapolis too. And these are guys
That's
you want
what I
to talk to.
Yeah.
That's what you hear.
It's the word on the street.
That's the word on the street.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ready for some cocktails?
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready for a Mai Tai.
And I'm hot.